Hi, I'm Patrick, and unfortunately Philip cannot be here today. And today I will be sharing with you our propaganda tutorial, Propaganda for Dummies. First, let's start with some vocabulary. Persuasion is to convince someone of your point of view by appealing to logic, emotion, and ethics. Coercion is to forcibly influence others. Manipulation means to tell lies to try and trick others into believing your point of view. Propaganda is information, often misleading, that one spreads in order to promote their own, often political, point of view. Simply put, propaganda includes all techniques used to influence large masses of people. Pathos is the Greek word for emotion. Appeals to pathos often involve striking a chord in your target audience and evoking emotion. Logos is the Greek word for logic and reason. Appeals to logos often involve facts and statistics. Ethos is the Greek word for ethics. Appealing to ethos often involves linking one's idea to a commonly held belief or moral, or a person's sense of right and wrong. The first appeals that we will be discussing in detail are the emotional appeals. These focus on appealing to pathos. Name-calling involves giving a person or group of people a negative label. For example, this is the cover of an anti-Semitic book written in Nazi Germany that is titled The Poisonous Mushroom. This gave the Jewish people a negative label and encouraged anti-Semitism. Argumentum ad hominem involves attacking a whole group of people, saying that anyone in a certain group acts in a certain way. For example, this anti-Semitic poster from Nazi Germany is saying that all Jews are behind the curtain of Germany's enemies, and that all Jews are evil and not to be trusted, both of which are incorrect. Loaded words are words that strongly appeal to an audience emotionally. These words can be used in a very positive or very negative way. For example, the use of the words poison and mushroom in the title of The Poisonous Mushroom cause readers to fear Jews because the novel is saying that Jews are a spreading fungus that will kill everyone. Glittering generalities are very positive words that are designed to incite a positive reaction out of one's audience. For example, the use of the campaign slogan, Hope, by Obama in 2008, inspired voters by reassuring them that under Obama there was a bright future for America. Repetition is to repeat an idea several times in order to give it an emotional impact and make it memorable. For example, in the I Have a Dream speech, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. began 6 sentences in a row with the phrase, I have a dream. This use of repetition carried so much emotional impact that the speech became known by this phrase. Appealing to fear means that you make your audience think that their safety and well-being is at risk, and that they must act quickly to avoid this risk. For example, Republicans in the election of 2008 used this poster to try and link Obama with the figure Antichrist. Many Christians, who make up roughly 75% of the U.S.'s population, find the image of Antichrist terrifying. An appeal to pity tries to trigger the compassion of an audience and use that to manipulate them. For example, this image features fireworks, superglue, and a rabbit, and reads, "Whatever you can imagine, we've seen worse." This tries to make the audience feel bad and donate to the propagandist's organization. Another common type of appeal is the distraction appeal. The distraction appeals tend to involve pathos and manipulated logos. The first type of distraction appeal is the red herring. Its purpose is to divert attention from the actual argument. One type of red herring is known as plain folks. In this case, the propagandist tries to persuade a group of people of your point of view by trying to make themselves seem like a member of that group. For example, in the election of 1840, Whig candidate William Henry Harrison, a wealthy Virginia planter, tried to appeal to poor farmers in the famous Log Cabin and Hard Cider campaign, which portrayed him as a man of the people. Another type of red herring is transfer. This strategy involves trying to persuade people to do something by connecting the idea to a person or figure that they respect. For example, this poster features Uncle Sam, a classic and respected American figure, to encourage prospective soldiers to enlist. The last type of red herring is the scapegoat. When a propagandist makes something a scapegoat, they blame one specific person or thing in order to divert attention from another person or thing that is also involved. For example, this poster blames the U.S.'s unemployment rate solely on China, when really there are several other factors that cause it. The other type of distraction appeal is the bandwagon appeal. The bandwagon appeal draws on one's desire to fit in and or be part of the crowd. For example, this ad tries to sell the iPhone 5 by saying that large numbers of people already have it and love it. This knowledge makes people more likely to buy the iPhone 5 and also makes them more likely to love it because lots of other people do. The final appeals are known as the logical appeals. These appeals include logos, but the logic is often distorted and the reasoning is faulty. The first type of logical appeal is the faulty logic appeal. This appeal, quite simply, means that the propagandist uses a false cause and effect. For example, in this classic scene from the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the woman is to be burned, for the townspeople have convinced the knight that if the woman lays less than the duck, then she is a witch. This is not true at all, however. Another type of logical appeal is the two extremes or false dilemma fallacy. This fallacy, as the name states, is used by the propagandist to make the audience think that they must do or choose one of two things. This creates the impression that there is no gray area between the two extremes. For example, this poster states that its reader is either with the propagandists or with the terrorists. In reality, this is not true. The reader could not support what the poster says, yet still not support the terrorists either. Card stacking is another type of logical appeal. This tactic involves a propagandist using only the facts that support his or her point of view. Card stackers often manipulate statistics. For example, these three news networks are often the most heavily cited when it comes to card stacking. Fox only shows facts that support the conservative point of view, while MSNBC and CNN use facts that support the liberal point of view. Yet another type of logical appeal is the use of testimonials. Testimonials involve having people discuss or pictures show how a product or idea has worked for them. For example, this is a pictorial testimonial from a Proactive commercial that shows how the product reduces acne severity. The final type of logical appeal is the rhetorical fallacy. The rhetorical fallacy simply is a speech or writing that is incorrect or deceptive. For example, after Saddam Hussein was overthrown in Iraq, President George Bush gave a speech regarding our triumph under a giant banner that read, "Mission accomplished." In reality, this speech was given just weeks into a war that would last over 8 years and cost trillions of dollars as well as thousands of US soldiers. And that is everything that you need to know about propaganda. We hope that you found this tutorial helpful. Thank you for your time and attention.